Looks like a colony of ants came along for the ride in the swarm box, and I had to leave them here for a day to kind of let them relax. They got hot yesterday and they had a massive beard, and so the ant colony that was in the swarm trap has made its way down into this empty hive. They were all across the top of this frames raising out ant brood. It was a fun little mess to clean up, but I think I've got it, and I think we're about to do this transfer. So let's make some room in the main hive and get going. Woo, more ants in there. I might have to try the cinnamon trick this year. If anybody knows how well that works, let me know. I've heard it works well. Just never had ant problems, so this may be the year to try it. Ooh, the last frame's a little stuck. There we go. Oh, we got a red wasp in there. See, can I smoke you out? Can I get my smoker going? There we go. Come on, Mr. Wasp. I guess misses. You're probably a forager. Worker. Come on. Come on. There you are. Bye-bye. All right, now for the bees. See how this first frame comes out. Whew. Trying to find which side has the most space on it. I think it might be this left side. Try that. Pry it up from the side. Oh, they've got these frames propolized together pretty nicely. Got the shoulder free. Come on, baby. Praying for no bridge or brace comb. No cross framing. Cross combing. This one looks nice. I'm just gonna have to move nice and slow with it. Here it comes. Here it comes. In operation. I thought this might be the issue. There is some comb at the bottom of this frame. It's loose, and now it's pried in there. Okay. Break this piece off, maybe. broken piece of comb's kind of got me in a bind here. I'm gonna see if I can get these two frames up together. Oh man, these first two frames are really damaged. You can see where the entire bottom of that just cleaved off. So if I can, that's soft too, my goodness. All right, we don't live in a perfect world. I love it when you pick up a piece of comb and you manage to grab a bee. I guess I didn't need to look at that piece of comb for very long. See if I can pick up this piece that is really bad. It's so soft, I don't know if I can. See if I can get underneath it with the hive tool. This is what broke off. It's about to snap in half. I can't really show it. I'm just gonna set it here on the ground and see if I can figure out what to do with it later. Because they are kind of stressed out about that. They're not bad, but it is not ideal. They were pulling dead brood out last night, and I could tell that it looked like something happened to some comb in there. Thankfully, this is a really, really strong swarm, and or a developed colony, an overwintered colony, so they're going to be able to have plenty of time this year to rebuild comb and get going, but it's never fun to see. All right, let's see if I can get this frame out. Okay, so I initially started on the left side of the swarm trap, and as you can see, there's a section of comb that's collapsed and fallen on top of the bottom bar, so I had to work all the frames loose and work all the way to the right side and start with that frame because it had the least amount of weight that's on the bottom. The rest of the frames have probably a slab of comb laying across about 4 bottom bars, so I'm gonna have to work from the other side and free that up. But there is some good solid comb in there, and they'll have something to work with. See if I can clean that piece up before I put it in there. That way they don't weld that damaged, collapsed comb in place, because they're already starting to do that. Something I learned, and I just want to share, is sometimes you have to spin these frames around and work with different sides, and then you're ready to put it in place, and you're like, well, which side was facing which way? And I've noticed the sun's over here, so that's going to be the warmer side of the hive. They tend to draw comb on the warmer side first, so this lobe is going to go toward the entrance. Now, if you're using foundation, that might not apply. All right, so we got a third of the frames out. 4 more to go. Let's see. Wow. Comb collapse just gets worse. Of course. And I get this bottom bar free. Whew. Barely even see in there with the veil. I think I've got an idea. Let's see how this works. So that section of comb that's fallen over is on the bottom bars. It's so wide that it's across all 4 frames that are left in there. And I'm trying to see if I can find a hand technique to grab all 4 frames, but that is a big volume of bees. So I'm seeing if I can smoke them down just a little bit. I think I might be able to get it. Let's see. Oh. That has got to be the worst comb collapse I've ever seen in a swarm trap. Yeah, that was from last year. That all collapsed last year, for sure. Well, recently, that's all I can tell, really. So where is my hive tool syndrome? On the ground. Well, that wasn't intentional. I remembered that time. That's basically going to be all the action until I get those frames pushed together and figure out how I'm gonna take. There's 4 sections of comb. It was those middle 4 frames that just, oof, I mean, I'd pick one up, but they're too soft. They just collapse and there's bees all over it. But I'm gonna get it together and figure out how I'm gonna set those pieces of comb in there, because it's all the brood nests and they have live brood in there. I need to let them try to hatch out, but you know, they're not always good. So YouTube got to see an ugly transfer. Happy equinox.